Hello and welcome back to Talk with Angels. I'm Tatiana Du, and I will share with you my experience with angels and my work with angels. Today I will share with you a story from my childhood. My grandma on my mother's side and I were very close. And when I was 7-8 years old, she got sick, very sick. And she was at the hospital in the beginning, and then she was coming to her elder home. Actually, they just put there for waiting to die. I did not know that as a child. My parents were taking me to see her, and I did not know back then that it was actually for seeing her the last time. But it was. On the way over there, they were telling me that Grandma is very sick and not able to talk and respond. Actually, she's not there really, they were saying to me. And she was not totally paralyzed. She could move a bit her head and her eyes, and I found out that she could lift some of her fingers a bit. But I was there, into the room, and there were my tiny grandma lying in that huge bed. I remember my parents were sitting with a table with my aunt and uncle and were just talking and drink coffee. And I was walking over to the bed, standing there, just looking at my grandma and feel sorry for her for lying there. And she was looking my way and just looked at me with her eyes over. And I had a shirt on that she had made. And she was lifting her fingers just a bit. And I was standing there. And there, in a snap of a moment, I knew my parents were wrong. She understood everything, and she knew I was there. She knew they were there, and she was full aware of what was happening around her and her situation. I just knew. But I also knew it was okay. Of course, I was a bit sad because my grandma could not hug me and give me a kiss on my cheek and talk to me. But I also knew that it was okay. Her energy, I could feel her, and she could feel me. It was like we were talking in an unspoken language. And I could feel the angels around me. And her. Everything is okay. They were comforting us and gave us that beautiful, beautiful moment. It was very, very beautiful. And there was some days, maybe a week or two after, my parents knew that it was about time and my grandma were leaving us soon. And then I have an elderly brother, 7 years older, and a younger brother, 2 years younger. So my elderly brother and his girlfriend should look after us while my parents was go to the elderly home and be there with her while she was dying. We did not know that as children. My big brother knew, but my little brother and I did not. And we were there, and we had a lot of fun, and the TV was showing a lot of cartoons, and we have got a lot of snacks and all that. This was a great evening. And I was there in the sofa with my big brother's girlfriend. She was an incredible person. And I was lying there against her and falling asleep. And there in my sleep, only all of a sudden, I knew my grandma was coming to me and saying goodbye, that she was leaving as a human. I woke up, burst out in tears, was crying and crying and crying and crying, and poor girl, my big brother's girlfriend, she could hardly comfort me. I was so sad. Grandma's dying. Grandma's dead. Grandma's dead. I was so unhappy. My heart was broken. And finally she was comforting me. Oh, and she was so good, and angels too. I know that, but she was there for me in the physical way and holding her arms around me. And I was falling asleep again. Next morning, I knew Grandma wasn't there anymore. As a human, she was being an angel now. So when my brothers and I were into the kitchen where my parents are waiting for us to tell us the sad news that my grandma had passed, I just knew, and I was so sad. I cried a lot, and I was in so much pain and sorrow. But in a couple of days after the funeral, I knew, oh yeah, she's not physical there anymore, but she's with me. I knew that. And she has been ever since. I've never lost my grandma. She's there today with me, and she's here right now. So it's so beautiful. Love does not have an ending. So that's my story I want to share with you today. Thank you for watching. A lot of love from me to you, and looking forward to see you soon. Be well and spread love. Bye.